Peace, everyone. Today we're live on YouTube, X, and StreamYard. So we welcome everyone across the different platforms. I'm your host, Errol C. Mangle, Winning Wednesdays for October 15th, 2025. I've got several articles I want to discuss today. A lot going on in the market. We're going to get to that shortly. Before we do, I want to take a quick look at current market, mostly green. The only red I see is Bitcoin just down slightly, about 2% to 110,900, 110,900. Ethereum currently at 3,985. Amazon's down to 214, just under 215. I see Netflix currently at 1214 and ExxonMobil currently at 112. All right, so that's a live look at the market. We welcome everyone just now joining. As you may know, the government shut down as of October 1st. I got a YouTube short I want to share. Jerome Powell spoke yesterday in Pennsylvania, I believe it was. Let's get to that YouTube short right now. Let's see what Powell said yesterday. Okay, let's see. I believe it's the second one right here. All right, let's see what Powell has to say.
We don't expect that we'd be able to replace the data we're not getting. I think everyone's looking at the same non-government data. The private data, the alternative data that we look at is better used as a supplement for the underlying governmental data, which is the gold standard. And it's not as, it won't be as effective as the main course as it would have been as a supplement. So we don't expect that we'd be able to replace the data we're not getting. We're looking at lots of things and, we're going to make our decisions according to the FOMC schedule. But I think it will be a lot better once we start getting, for example, the September employment report is going to be a very important report. And we're not on track to have that. There would still be time for us to get that. We will get, of course, the September inflation, the CPI and PPI reports. So that's a positive. But we don't comment on fiscal matters. But from our standpoint, we'll start to miss that data, and particularly the October data. If this goes on for a while, they won't be collecting it, and it could become more challenging. We don't expect that we'd be able to replace the data we're not getting. I think everyone's looking at the same non-government data. The private data, the alternative data that we look at is better used as a supplement for the underlying governmental data, which is the gold standard. And it's not as, it won't be as effective as the main course as it would have been as a supplement. So we don't expect that we'd be able to replace the data we're not getting. We're looking at lots of things and, we're going to make our decisions according to the FOMC schedule. But I think it will be a lot better once we start getting, for example, the September employment report is going to be a very important report. And we're not on track to have that. There would still be time for us to get that. We will get, of course, the September inflation, the CPI and PPI reports. So that's a positive. But we don't comment on fiscal matters. But from our standpoint, we'll start to miss that data, and particularly the October data. If this goes on for a while, they won't be collecting it, and it could become more challenging. We don't expect that we'd be able to replace. All right, that was Powell speaking yesterday. All right, so for the short term, no PPI, no CPI until the government opens back up. The Fed will meet later this month to decide on any additional rate cuts. So we want to keep an eye on that. That was Powell speaking yesterday. I want to share this article that I've got from Yahoo Finance. Let's see what this article says. Let me pull it up correctly here. Let's see where it is. Okay, here it is. All right, this is from Yahoo Finance. Let me scroll down correctly. Powell says downside risks to employment appear to have risen, implying more Fed cuts are possible. Okay, this article was from yesterday afternoon, 1:30 p.m. Eastern. Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell said Tuesday that the outlook for employment inflation has not changed much since central bank's policy meeting in September. He emphasized, however, that the downside risks to employment appear to have risen. That appears to imply that another rate cut is possible at the Fed's next meeting on October 28th and 29th. Okay, so
Mark these 2 days on your calendar, October 28th and 29th, and about 2 weeks from now, the Fed will meet again. Even though Powell did not say Tuesday that monetary policy will be set meeting by meeting. While policymakers on the Fed's 19-member Federal Open Market Committee have penciled in a median estimate of 2 more rate cuts for this year, Powell reiterated there is no risk-free path. Okay, let's pause right there. No risk-free path. That's 4 keywords right there. No risk-free path. So my interpretation of that, in a general context, regardless of what you do, there will be risk involved. Regardless of what you do, there will be risk involved. Okay, let's continue. As the Fed tries to navigate balancing, bringing inflation down with keeping a healthy job market. I will stress again that these projections should be understood as representing a range of potential outcomes whose probabilities evolve as new information informs our meeting by meeting approach to policy making. Okay, so this is him speaking yesterday in Philly. All right, let's see what else. Despite a government shutdown, which has delayed the release of important data, such as the jobs report, Powell said that based on the data, the Fed does have the downside risks to employment appear to have risen and shifted policymakers' assessment of the balance of risks. While official employment data for September are delayed, he added available evidence suggests that both layoffs and hiring remain low, and both households' perceptions of jobs availability and firms' perceptions of hiring difficulty continue their downward trajectories. Powell noted that private sector data is used more by the Fed as a supplement to official government data, the gold standard to assess the economy. All right, let's see. Okay, but he stressed it would be easier once the Fed gets official data again, specifically the September jobs report, which he said will be a very important report. Okay, so Powell yesterday in Philly, reiterating key factors, okay? Key factors in this article. Okay, so you can read the rest of this article on your own on Yahoo Finance, okay? Bottom line, government shutdown, no PPI, no CPI in the short term, okay? We'll see what actually happens later on. If the Fed does release these reports, and later this month, the Fed will meet to decide what they're going to do. Okay, that's the first thing I wanted to share for today's meeting. Powell speaking yesterday in Philly. All right, so that's the first agenda item, Powell speaking in Philly. All right, let's see what else we have. There's a couple of companies I wanted to talk about today. And here is one of them, JP Morgan. You may know JP Morgan reported earnings. I want to talk about what JP Morgan is doing. Okay, biggest bank in America. This is an article from CNBC. JP Morgan Chase says it will invest $10 billion into industries critical for national security. Okay, JP Morgan is investing big money into critical industries. JP Morgan Chase on Monday said it's launching a decade-long plan to help finance and take direct stakes in companies it considers crucial to U.S. interests. The bank said in a statement it would invest up to $10 billion into companies in 4 areas: defense and aerospace, frontier technologies, including AI and quantum computing, energy technology, including batteries, and supply chain and advanced manufacturing. Okay, for anyone sitting on the sidelines, for anyone just now considering investing in the stock market, JP Morgan, one of the biggest banks in the world, the biggest bank in America, is investing $10 billion into these 4 areas: defense and aerospace, frontier technologies, including AI and quantum computing, energy technology, including batteries, and supply chain and advanced manufacturing. Okay, those of you those of you on the sidelines sitting with cash, sitting on top of a lot of cash, assuming you don't have 10 billion in cash, assuming you're thinking about deploying that 10 billion or whatever cash you have. The biggest bank in America is deploying 10 billion into these four areas. You may at least consider investing into these four areas. Okay, if your money isn't as long as 10 billion, consider investing into one of these four, if not all four of these industries. Okay, big money is investing their money into these four industries. At least consider investing your money into these four industries. That is part of its broader effort dubbed the Security and Resiliency Initiative, in which JP Morgan said it will finance or facilitate 1.5 trillion in funding for companies it identifies as crucial. An amount it said was 50% more than a previous plan. All right, let's see here. It has become painfully clear that the U.S. has allowed itself to become too reliant on unreliable sources for critical minerals. Okay, there's a business lesson right there for us. There is a lesson right here in these sentences that in this sentence that I highlighted. It has become painfully clear that the U.S. has allowed itself to become too reliant on unreliable sources. Okay. What's the lesson right there? Can we take a lesson from that? It has become painfully clear that the U.S. has allowed itself to become too reliant on unreliable sources. That makes me think, in my previous life, I became too reliant on unreliable sources myself. So I'm calling out myself first. I'm calling out my past life first. For too long, I allowed myself to become too reliant on unreliable sources. Let me highlight those particular words here. Has allowed itself to become too reliant on unreliable sources. Okay, I'm calling out myself. My previous life, I did exactly that. Okay, no more, no more, never again. Okay, I will never again allow myself to become too reliant on unreliable sources. Okay, I remind myself first. Okay, this is a wake-up call if you need one. Okay, don't become too reliable on unreliable sources. Okay, let's continue. Unreliable sources of critical materials, products, and manufacturing, all of which are essential for our national security, Jamie Dimon said in the release. As the biggest American bank by assets and a Wall Street juggernaut, JP Morgan was already raising funds and lending money to companies in those industries. But the move helps organize the company's activities around national interests at a time of heightened tensions between the US and China. On Friday, markets tumbled as President Trump announced new tariffs on Chinese imports after the major US trading partner tightened export controls on rare earths. In the release, Dimon said the US needs to remove obstacles, including excessive regulations, bureaucratic delay, and partisan gridlock. JP Morgan said that within the four major areas, there were 27 specific industries it would look to support with advice, financing, and investments. That includes areas of diverse as nanomaterials, autonomous robots, spacecraft and space launches, and nuclear and solar power. Our security is predicated. Can't read. Our security is predicated on the strength and resiliency of America's economy. The project includes efforts like ensuring reliable access to life-saving medicines and critical minerals, defending our nation, and building energy systems to meet AI-driven demand, and advancing tech techs like semiconductors and data centers. The bank said it would hire unspecified numbers of bankers to create an external advisory council to support its initiative. Obviously, we work closely with people in the government, which we've always done, but this is a JP Morgan effort, okay? JP Morgan is in bed with the US government. JP Morgan is making multi-billion-dollar investments. Okay, they're not sitting on their cash scared, they're deploying their cash. So maybe we can take a lesson from that. Okay, so this article again is from CNBC. This dropped Monday morning very early. You can check out that article on your own on CNBC. Okay, JP Morgan. All right. While I have JP Morgan, while we're talking about JP Morgan, what I want to do is actually pull up JP Morgan stock and let's see what's how JP Morgan has been performing. Let's see here. JP Morgan stock. Let's see how their stock has been performing. Okay, let me share my screen here. Stop screen, share screen. JP Morgan stock. Here we go on Google. Okay. All right. There's JP Morgan currently at 309. 5-day, about 1%. They've been up about 1% the last 5 days. The last month, about flat the last month. Okay, 6 months, up a lot in the last 6 months. Okay, $75, $76, or 32, almost 33%. Okay, so they've been doing very well the last 6 months. Year to date, very well as well. 29% year to date. 1 year up a lot in the last year, about 40%. 5 years, about 204%. And all time, wow, 2,300%. Okay, so JP Morgan, biggest bank of America, they're in bed with the US government. They're deploying multi-billions worth of capital into the market. They're not sitting around scared. They're not sitting around over-analyzing. They're not sitting around overthinking. They are deploying their capital to industries they believe critical to U.S. national security. Okay, JP Morgan, biggest bank in America. Okay, so that's JP Morgan. I want to take another look at. I want to look at another company that I've got on my radar. I've got a article I want to share about them, and that company is Walmart. Walmart stock. Let's take a look at Walmart. Okay, Walmart currently at 108. Currently at 108. 5-day, okay, up 5% in 5 days. 1 month, 5% as well. 6 months, okay, up about 16% in 6 months. Year to date, 21%. 1 year, 33%. 5 year, 125%, and all time. Wow, look at that all time. Look at that all time. Okay, 19,697% all time. Okay, so that right here, this chart is a perfect example of buy and hold. Okay, this chart is the perfect example of buy and hold. The real return is in buying and holding. Okay, so that's Walmart. Let's see here. I think I have an article on. Yeah, here it is. I want to share my screen and let's talk about Walmart. What's going on with Walmart? Share screen. Let me do this correctly here. Here it is. Walmart stock hits all-time high. Let me see if I can read this correctly. Let me scroll up here. Walmart stock hits all-time high after announcing partnership with AI. Okay, so Walmart is the latest company partnering with one of the largest private companies in the world, that being OpenAI. Okay, Walmart has partnered with AI. Last week, I think we talked about AMD partnering with OpenAI. You might have read other companies are also partnering with AI. I believe Spotify also recently partnered with AI. Okay, this article is from yesterday afternoon from Yahoo Finance. Let's see here. Okay, Walmart stock rose nearly 5% on Tuesday to hit an all-time high closing of 107 after the company became the latest to announce a partnership with OpenAI. Walmart said that its customers will be able to shop and purchase items directly on the ChatGPT platform using instant checkout. Additionally, the flagship Walmart website and Sam's Club's website, customers will be able to interact with ChatGPT conversationally in the search bar. Okay, ChatGPT, put some laundry detergent in my shopping cart, put some soap in my shopping cart, put some bananas in my shopping cart, maybe that kind of thing. For many years now, e-commerce shopping experience have consisted of a search bar and a long list of item responses. This is about to change. Walmart CEO Doug McMillon said in a press release, there is a native AI experience coming that is multimedia, personalized, and contextual. Okay. Okay, Walmart is making moves. One of the largest retailers in the world, one of the largest retailers in America, Walmart did not disclose the dollar amount of the deal, which fits into the company's broader AI strategy. Okay, let's pause right here. Okay, like I said, Walmart's one of the biggest retailers in America. They have an AI strategy. One of the biggest companies in America has an AI strategy. Do you have an AI strategy? Does your company have an AI strategy? Okay, all these big companies in the world, top 20 companies, top 30 companies in the world, are all incorporating AI into their business. The real question is, how are you incorporating AI into your business? Okay, these companies didn't become this big by accident. These companies didn't become this big by coincidence. Okay, they move with purpose, they move with strategy, they move with vision. Do we move with strategy? Do we move with vision? Do we move with foresight? Or are we completely reactive? McMillan said the company is moving quickly toward a more enjoyable and convenient future through its AI shopping assistant and partnerships like this one. Okay, so also look, the company has also been expanding e-commerce and delivery. Okay, so Walmart's not just sitting around patting themselves on the back, saying good job. They are continually innovating. They're continually asking themselves how they can improve. Walmart's executives are constantly asking themselves how they can improve their products and services. Are we constantly asking ourselves how we can improve our products and services? In the release, OpenAI co-founder Sam Altman said the AI startup was excited to partner with Walmart to make everyday purchases a little simpler. Okay, OpenAI and Walmart are making it more easier than ever for you to swipe your credit card. Here you go. We just talked about this recently. OpenAI has been on a deal-making spree. The startup has partnered with AI infrastructure providers and chip makers, including AMD, Broadcom, AMD and Broadcom. NVIDIA has also shared plans to invest up to $100 billion in OpenAI in late September. But OpenAI's partnerships have been limited to chip makers. The company said it also has been piloting app and e-commerce integrations with companies such as Etsy and Shopify. Okay, so let's take a look at what OpenAI is doing here. Infrastructure, NVIDIA, AMD, Microsoft, Oracle, Google, apps, Booking.com, Canva, Figma, so forth. Media licenses, Financial Times, Atlantic, Vox Media, News Corp, and Salesforce, Mattel, DoorDash, and Walmart. Okay. So OpenAI is partnering with a lot of America's top companies. All right, so this article is from Yahoo Finance. OpenAI is now in bed with Walmart. Okay. And as a result, Walmart stock hits an all-time high. Okay. So this is one example of partnerships, how partnerships can propel us forward. Okay, partnerships, the right partnerships, not just any partnerships, the right partnerships can propel us forward. Okay. Walmart is making moves. Walmart is making moves. Okay. Are we making moves? Let me get my screen here. Correct. There we go. Okay. Are we making moves? Yes or no? Drop a yes or no in the chat. Are we making moves? Yes or no? Are you making moves? Drop yes in the chat if you are. Drop no if you are not. Are you making moves? Are you waiting on Mr. Charlie to make moves for you? Are you waiting on HR to make moves for you? Are you waiting on Santa Claus to make moves for you? Or are you chief executive of your life? Are you the lead engineer of your life? Are you the lead architect of your life? Are you the lead change agent of your life? Or do you defer your outcomes to everyone else? Are you making moves? Drop yes. Drop yes if you are in the chat. Drop no in the chat if you are not making moves. Okay. If you're a real chief executive, you are making moves. Okay. If you're a real boss, if you're a real shot caller, you need to make moves. Okay. Nobody will care about your life and outcomes like you will. Okay. I don't sit around crying and complaining. I get off my ass and I execute. Okay. I don't execute one time. I don't execute two times. I execute every day. Okay. So we can take a lesson from JP Morgan. We can take a lesson from Walmart. We can take a lesson from OpenAI. Okay. These are some of the biggest companies in the world, not by accident, on purpose. Okay. We can take business lessons from these big companies and implement these lessons into our business and into our lives. Okay. We're going to make moves. We're not going to sit around scared. We're not going to sit around paralyzed by fear. We're going to fail our way to success. Okay. We are going to fail our way to success. Okay. A lot of us are paralyzed by the fear of failure. Okay. Breaking news here on Winning Wednesdays. You won't succeed the first time you try something. Chances are you won't succeed the first time you try something. Chances are you will fail the first time you try something. Chances are you'll fail the second time you try something. Okay, so that's why I say fail your way to success. Okay, only in the movies, only on social media do you win first. Okay, in reality, you will fail first. Okay, hurry up and fail. Embrace the failure. Don't be afraid of the failure. Be happy that you did fail, because when you fail, you get closer to succeeding. Okay, fail your way to success. Okay, this is reality. This is not the movies. This is not social media. Fail your way to success. Okay, drop that in the chat. Fail your way to success. Type that in the chat. That's today's takeaway right there. Fail your way to success. Fail your way to success. Drop that in the chat. Okay, this is not Hollywood. This is not social media. This is reality. Drop that in the chat. Fail your way to success. Fail your way to success. Hurry up and fail. Hurry up and get your ass kicked. Hurry up and fail. The faster you fail, the faster you will win. Okay? Today's key takeaway. Fail your way to success. Okay? Fail your way to success. Drop that in the chat. Fail your way to success. Yeah, there you go. Here we go. Shout out Nicholas. Shout out Nicholas. Let me see if I can share it. Here's today's key takeaway. Okay, when I was in business school back in the day, this is like one of the core principles. Failure. Okay, stop getting scared. Stop being paralyzed by fear. Embrace the failure. Hurry up and fail. The faster you fail, the faster you will win. Okay, fail your way to success. Okay, if that first business flopped, it's all good. If that second business flopped, it's all good. That third business or that fourth business that you start will blow up. Okay. Fail your way to success. Okay. Same thing I did. I'm no different than you. My first business did okay. By the time I founded my second business, I knew all the best practices. So that first time I kind of failed, prepared me for that second time. Okay, that second time my second business blew up. Okay, I failed my way to success. You'll do the same thing. You will fail your way to success. Okay, Howard says he's making moves. Shout out Howard. Howard's not sitting around crying and complaining. Howard's not blaming Donald Trump. Howard's not sitting around blaming the economy. Howard's not sitting around blaming racism. Howard's not sitting around blaming HR. Howard is making moves his damn self, making moves and enjoying every minute of it. Thanks to you and the Black Business School. Thanks to God, Phil. Thanks belongs to God. Howard, shout out to you because you execute. Okay, you don't talk about it. You be about it. You are about it. Okay, talking about is one thing. Executing is something completely different. Okay, so shout out to you. Thanks to you. Thanks to you. That your success was because of you, Howard. Okay, you didn't talk about executing. You actually executed. Okay, talking and executing are two different things. We want to get away from the talk. We want to execute. Okay, so we will fail our way to success. Shout out Howard. The creator, fail your way to success. Okay, again, this is not social media. This is not Hollywood. This is not the movies. Okay, only in Hollywood, only in the movies, only on social media, you'll see people win before they fail. Okay, in reality, you will fail before you win. Okay, this is reality. This ain't social media. Shout out Howard for failure way to success. 100% agreement. I've indirectly experimented this process during my journey to success. Okay, you will fail before you win. Okay, in reality, if you live in reality, like I live in reality, you will fail first. Embrace the failure. Hurry up and get your ass kicked. Hurry up and fail. Fail forward. Don't be scared of the failure. Embrace the failure. The faster you fail, the faster you win. Okay, failure way to success. Okay, in reality, that's what will happen. All right, that's the key takeaway from today. Failure way to success. Before we continue, couple reminders. Let me see here. Let me check my notes here. Okay, a couple reminders in terms of scheduling. Okay, in terms of scheduling. In terms of what I've got going on in the near future. Today is what, Wednesday, October 15th. Okay, today's Wednesday, October 15th. This Sunday, let me see here if I got the link here. Yeah, this Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern, I will meet with the WIN Mastermind group. Okay, this Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern, I will meet with the WIN Mastermind group. If you're interested in joining the WIN Mastermind, let me break it down for you. Okay, here's the WIN Mastermind. If you're interested in the WIN Mastermind, joining the WIN Mastermind group, let's give this a quick look. Okay, Wealth and Income Network. Okay, I will meet with this group on Sunday night. We have Sunday study hall every second Sunday night. Okay, which is this Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern. It's a private mastermind. Dr. Boyce leads the group. You do have to qualify to join this group, though. You have to qualify to join this group. One of the qualifications, at least 50,000 in assets. Okay. You could. What I'm going to do actually is drop this link in the chat. You see some testimonials there, and here's a key point right here. I want to zoom this. I want to make this bigger. Okay, check out that sentence I just highlighted here. Dr. Boyce WIN Mastermind is for serious investors only. Serious investors only, okay? We're going to skip the talking. We're going to skip the motivation. We're going to skip the inspiration. We're going to skip the hype. We're going to get straight to the execution, okay? We're going to skip the talk. We're going to skip the motivation. We're going to skip the inspiration. We're going to skip the talk and hype. We're going straight to the execution, okay? Serious people only. Serious people only, okay? If you're serious about working on you're serious about showing up to the day job, okay? You've been on time every day for the day job 20 years. You were serious about Mr. Charlie. Are you serious about your damn self, okay? You were serious about Mr. Charlie 30, 40 years straight. Real question is, are you serious about your damn self, okay? WIN Mastermind. What I'm going to do is drop this link in the chat. If you're interested in the WIN Mastermind, check out that link I just dropped in the chat. Okay, check out that link I just dropped in the chat. Okay, WIN Mastermind, I will meet with you Sunday night, 7 p.m. Eastern. We talk options. Okay, we talk options in that study hall. Okay, I've got some fire content for this Sunday's meeting. I got some fire content. No recycled content, only fire content. Okay, Only fire content. Original fire content. Okay, no recycled content. Okay, so that's the Win Mastermind. This week, Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern. All right, what else I got in terms of scheduling? I got, let me fix my screen here. Okay, that's Sunday. That's this Sunday. This Monday, October 20th. I will be at Morgan State University. Morgan State University asked me to guest lecture 2 of their economics class. Okay, so that'll be this Monday, October 20th in Baltimore, Maryland. I will be a guest lecturer in 2 of their economics class. Okay, so that's this Monday. I will be discussing stocks and options. Okay, shout out Morgan State University. Thank you for having me. I will be a guest lecturer at Morgan State University in Baltimore this coming Monday. Okay, so that's Sunday. We got the Win Group. Monday, I'll be at Morgan. And on, let me check the date here. In mid-November. I believe it's the 15th and 16th. Let me check my dates here. I'm working on, yes, November 15th and 16th. Okay, mark that on your calendars. November 15th and 16th. I am preparing a 2-day options training in the Black Business School. Okay, Saturday, November 15th, Sunday, November 16th. I'm working on a 2-day option training for the Black Business School. Okay, once I finalize all the details, we will make it a public. We'll drop all the details once they're finalized. Okay, so 3 things in terms of scheduling: me and the Black Business School, or just me myself. Sunday, Win members will meet at 7 p.m. Eastern. Monday, I'll be in Baltimore for 2 guest lectures, and then in mid-November, 2-day training, 2 days options training. Okay, so that's what we have. That's what I have coming up in the near future. Final reminder before we get back to the articles. One more. Let me share my screen here. One more reminder. Many of you already meet with me for options coaching. Many of you meet with me for options consulting already. Okay, so if you're interested in meeting with me to discuss your options journey, check out this link. I'm actually going to drop it in the chat right now. Let me see if I can drop this in the chat correctly. Okay, check out that link if you are interested meeting with me to discuss your business venture or your options journey. Okay, this is a lecture I did in Chicago last year, how to reverse engineer your freedom with options. Okay, just in case HR doesn't like you like that, just in case HR doesn't like your resume, just in case HR didn't call you back, you should still be able to pay your bills. Okay, bulk consultations with me, 4 hours for 1,000, 8 hours, 1,800 for 8 hours, 2,000 for 10 hours. Now, those are the prices, yes. But here's my promise to you. There are 2 main objectives if you meet and consult with me. 2 main objectives. Okay? 2 main objectives. First main objective is you get your money back. Okay? You drop $1,000 to meet with me. I promise I'll earn that $1,000 back for you, plus some. That'll be the first objective. The second objective is more important. The second objective is you learn the skill set on your own. Okay? 2 main objectives if you consult with me. I'll get you back your investment plus some. More importantly, I'll help you master the mindset and the skill set necessary to do this on your own. Okay? Those are my 2 objectives if you do consult with me. Okay? Respectfully, I don't want to see you. Respectfully, I don't want to see you. Okay? Respectfully, if you choose this package, 8 hours, after the conclusion of those 8 hours, it's a great sign if I don't see you again. That simply means you've learned the skill set on your own. Okay? Respectfully, I don't want to see you after our consults. Okay? I'm not like the American healthcare system. Okay? I'm not trying to milk you every month the rest of your life. Okay? Respectfully, I don't want to see you after our 10 hours consults, or after our 8 hours, or after our 4 hours. Okay? One of my objectives is to give you the skill set so you can run these plays on your own. Okay? All right. That's consults with me. All right, let's get back to the business. All right, let me check my notes here. All right, what I'm I'm going to do right now is share my screen. Let's take a look at the current market. Let's take a look at the current market. Here we go. Okay, here's a look at my trading view. Let's see what's going on in the market as of 12:40 p.m. Eastern. Okay, so what do I see here? All major indexes are up. S&P up. NASDAQ up. Apple currently at 249. AMD currently 234. Amazon's been struggling. Amazon, maybe we take a look at Amazon's chart. You can see it there. Amazon has not been performing too hot. Okay, Amazon currently at 215. Bitcoin currently at 110. What else do we have here? Google currently at 249. Apple and Google currently at 249. Microsoft 514. Meta 717. Netflix currently at 1211. Nvidia 180. Palantir 179. Tesla 433. Okay, so that's a live look at current market as of 12:41 p.m. Eastern, Wednesday, October 15th, 2025. Okay, that's a live look at the market. All right, let's stop sharing that. Let me share myself. Okay, what do you guys think about current market? What do you guys think about current market? Okay, so I'm missing some comments. Let's check some comments right quick before we continue. Okay, maybe make sure. Am I coming in through? Am I coming in? Am my audio good? Is my audio and visual? Am my visual good? Hopefully, hopefully I didn't screw up the tech. I stay screwing up the tech. Okay, let's see here. Bold action. Okay, shout out to Nicholas. He's taking bold action. He's not sitting around waiting on Santa Claus to slide down his chimney and bless him. Nicholas is blessing himself. Yep. Yeah. Again, one more time. Fail your way to success. That's today's key takeaway. Fail your way to success. Put aside the fear. Embrace the failure. Howard's making moves. Okay. Okay. So Nicholas says, I think it's important to have high reward, small risk failures because failure gets to be expensive. Okay. To be honest, success can be expensive. Yeah. Choose your expensive. Choose your expensive. Right. It's kind of like choose your risky. Right? Everything involves risks, including doing nothing. Choose your risky. Working the day job is risky. Investing in real estate is risky. Investing in the stock market is risky. Investing in the options market is risky. Doing nothing is risky. Choose your risky. Okay, yeah. Similar idea. Choose your expensive. Being sick is expensive. Being healthy is expensive. Entrepreneurship is expensive. Paying tuition is expensive. What else? Choose your expensive. Choose your expensive. What else do we have? Okay, I dropped those. I dropped the link for the Win group there. I dropped the link for the consults with me there. Okay, so you can check out that. All right. Okay, let's see what else we got. There was an article I saw from, I think it was Yahoo Finance, that I wanted to share as well. It deals with precious metals. Precious metals. You might have noticed that. Precious metals have been at all-time highs. Gold and silver. Let's see what's going on with gold and silver. Why gold and silver keep hitting record highs? Let's check out this article from Yahoo Finance. Actually, it's from Investopedia, but I saw it on Yahoo Finance. Okay, why gold and silver keep hitting record highs? This is from yesterday, 5:30 p.m. Eastern. Let's see here. Key takeaways: gold and silver touched new all-time highs again Tuesday. Precious metals have rallied strongly in the past month amid global trade tension, the federal government shutdown, and increased stock market volatility. The global rally in precious metal continued yesterday, reflecting a litany of concerns on the part of investors. Okay, so let's check out the detail here. In spot markets, gold reached all-time high of $41.86 per ounce. Per troy ounce, while silver hit a new record of $53.59 per ounce. The precious metals came off those highs later in the session, but gold and silver remained 12% and 21% higher, respectively, in the just pa- in the wow in just the past month. Wow, 12 and 20%, 21% higher in 1 month. All right. Tuesday's trading followed us. Monday session in which nominal silver futures contracts eclipsed an all-time high established in 1980 when the Hunt brothers tried to corner the global silver market. Silver now has a surge, 78% year to date, while gold is up 58%. Wow, 78% and 58%. Okay, what this means for investors. Investors often turn to precious metals as a hedge against the risks associated with economic and geopolitical uncertainty. The factors that have sparked the recent rally in gold and silver don't appear likely to subside soon, which could indicate there's further room for precious metals to rise. Okay, uncertainty abounds, long viewed as an investment hedge against economic turbulence. Precious metals have surged in a global environment beset by myriad uncertainties. Myriad. I can't even read. I only read at a third grade level, but I execute at a PhD level. Okay. Yeah. That's true, right? I only read at a third grade level, but I execute at a PhD level. At the top of the list recently, global trade tension. Last Friday, President Trump rattled global markets by warning of a 100% increase in tariffs on China by November 1st. His warning came as a response to China's decision to curb exports of rare earth metals used for an array of tech and industrial applications. Okay, Trump, he's on social media every day. He's talking crazy. Markets go crazy after he talks crazy. Monday was no different. Let's see. Okay, so here's a key point right here. The shutdown also has delayed key employment and inflation reports as the Fed ponders another interest rate cut at the end of the month. Okay, lower rates generally favor precious metals, which do not produce regular income as bonds do. Okay, so this article is from Yahoo Finance yesterday. Gold and silver all-time highs. Okay, 50, 70%, I think it said. Okay, you guys own any gold? Do you own any silver? Do you guys own any precious metals? Any precious metal owners? Gold, silver. What else is a precious metal? Copper, aluminum. All right. I wanted to talk about what companies report earnings this week. So let me pull up my Grok, my X. All right, let me share my screen here. So it's a key week in the market in terms of earnings. Let's take a look at what companies report earnings this week. Let me see if I can do this correctly here. Okay. Nothing crazy Monday. BlackRock yesterday morning. Some of the banks yesterday morning. Johnson & Johnson yesterday morning. I think we talked about, was it Johnson & Johnson last week? They're facing a lawsuit, but really that's just business as usual for some of these big companies. This morning, ASML, Bank of America. Later today, United. Tomorrow morning is probably the most important company reporting this week, TSMC. Tomorrow before market open, Charles Schwab as well, Travelers. Okay, several banks this week. Tomorrow after close, another couple banks. Nothing crazy. Friday morning, Ally, American Express, Truist. Okay, the key is probably tomorrow morning before open, TSMC. So that's a look at what companies report earnings this week. Are you a shareholder in any of these companies? Do you own shares in any of these companies? Do you own shares in any of these companies? TSMC, United, Johnson & Johnson, Wells Fargo. I was in Wells Fargo yesterday. I try not to physically go to banks that often, but I was in Wells Fargo yesterday morning. And my first thought walking in there, Let me stop sharing my screen. Let me talk about Wells Fargo real quick. Yeah, I went to Wells Fargo yesterday morning, and I was kind of surprised on how long it takes to do simple things. You know, my first thought just walking in there is one, takes way too long to do something in person. Okay, that was my first thought. My second thought was, why does it take an hour for us to send a wire? That was my second thought. And my third thought is the banking industry is ripe for disruption. You know, this 1980 stuff, this 1800, that stuff is dated. Like, we should do things instantly. You know, that actually reminds me of Monday. Monday was what, Columbus Day? What's up with these half-ass holidays? Like, look, either you can do business or you can't do business. Like, if I send a wire on Friday, I think Monday was actually a non-settlement date, right? The market was open Monday, but it was a non-settlement date. So I'm thinking, we need to move away from this 1800 mindset of doing business. We need to move into the 2025 mindset of doing business. So for all you entrepreneurs out there, please disrupt the banking industry. Okay, that stuff, that 1800 mindset, that shit is dated. Okay, for all my real aspiring entrepreneurs, please disrupt the banking industry. Okay, that 1700, 1800 shit, that shit is dated. That shit been dated. Okay, why does it take me so long to do simple things? I should be able. I mean, in the age of advanced AI, we should be able to do things instantly. Why does it take me an hour to send? Why do I have to sit around for an hour waiting for these people to see me? Why does it take another hour for me to send a wire? Why do I even have to go in there physically? I mean, I tried to do this online. I couldn't do it because there was such a limit. There's only a limit on the wire amount. Okay. Please disrupt the banking industry. For anyone listening, please hurry up and disrupt the banking industry. That shit been dated. Okay, that shit been dated last year, last decade. That shit was dated. Please disrupt it. Anyone listening, please disrupt the banking industry. Or you need to catch up to the times. Wells Fargo, catch up to the times. You're in 2025, almost 2026. You're operating like it's 1925, not almost 1926. Okay, where you need to get with the times. Wells Fargo, get with the times. Okay, stop with all these scandals every 2 years and get with the damn times. Wells Fargo, I divest from Wells Fargo. Okay, I divest from Wells Fargo. You don't deserve my business. You don't deserve my business. That was okay. So that was companies reporting this week, including dated Wells Fargo. Okay, Wells Fargo, get your shit together. All right, what else we got? Let me check my notes right here. Earnings. We talked about earnings. Talked about gold and silver. Talked about Jerome Powell. I want to check a couple of headlines before we wrap. Let's go to Google and let's check some headlines. Stock market news. I'm literally going to Google stock market news and then share my screen. Okay, get with the times. Get with the times. This is not the 1800s. This is not the 1900s. Okay, we're in the future. Okay, we're in the future. Okay, welcome to the future. Are you operating in yesterday? Are you operating today? Are you operating in tomorrow? Okay, your ass doesn't deserve my business. Stock market news. Here we go. Okay, here we go. Google. I just Googled stock market news. Let's see what we got. S&P gains as strong earnings overshadow China, trade fight, Bank of America. Okay, Bank of America, get your shit together too, man. Get your shit together. Johnson & Johnson stock can keep rising as strategy pays off. Article from MarketBeat. Yahoo Finance stock market today, Dow, S&P 500, NASDAQ climb as strong bank earnings. Okay, banks are reporting like we just saw. Let's check more news right here. What else we got? Okay, market looks strong. Yahoo Finance says Trump team says it won't cave if stocks tank in U.S.-China trade war. If the stocks do tank, if the stock market does tank, that could be your opportunity to get in. For anyone sitting on the sidelines, we just talked about J.P. Morgan deploying $10 billion. They're not afraid to deploy $10 billion. Why are you afraid to deploy 1,000? Okay, J.P. Morgan is not afraid to deploy $10 billion. Why are you afraid to deploy 1,000? Why are you afraid to deploy 100? What else we got? Investopedia, 5 things to know before stock market opens. Let's take a look at this one. Let's take a look at the summary right here on the right. on the left. Stock futures rise. Gold hits fresh high, record high. Bank of America, Morgan Stanley beat Wall Street expectations. Investors wait. Fed's beige book release as CPI delayed. And then we talked about some earnings. Okay, so there's a couple things right there on the left. All right, let's go back. What else we got? Okay, so there's some news from Google. Okay, let me check. Let me check CNBC right quick. CNBC market news. S&P closes in red during a volatile session as Trump knocks China once again. Okay, one day he's knocking them, one day he's praising them, one day he's knocking them, one day he's praising them. Business as usual. Big banks, Broadcom's OpenAI chip deal. Okay, Broadcom we talked about, was it 2 weeks ago? Okay, so we saw that OpenAI is collaborating with Walmart and a whole bunch of other companies. Are we collaborating? Can we take lessons from them? JP Morgan tells clients to buy Friday's stock market dip. Okay, did you buy on Friday? Did you guys buy Friday when the market pulled back? Okay, so there's some news headlines from Google. Let's check Forbes right quick. Forbes. Oops, I can't spell. You know I can't spell. Why no one really knows how much money the Trumps are making right now. I'm sure it's a lot. I'm sure it's a lot. Okay. Why no one really knows how much money the Trumps are making right now. I'm sure they're not broke. Okay. I'm sure they're not broke. What else we got? Trump saved this Vietnamese real estate mogul's fortune. Now they're opening a golf resort together. Of course, you scratch my back, I'll scratch your back. What's that called? Quid pro quo. You do something for me, I'll do something for you. You don't do something for me, I won't do something for you. Okay, business as usual in America. That is not breaking news. Okay, that's not breaking news. What else we got? I saw this headline, I think Monday or yesterday. Trump's trade war upends soybean market with no aid in sight. Okay, soybean market. Okay, there's a market for soybeans. Okay, so what else? Forbes. Analysts warn of risks as silver price surges. Okay, so some headlines from Forbes. All right, let's see what else we got. Okay, before we wrap, key takeaway from today, failure way to success. Another one is to embrace the failure, okay? Leave the fear alone, okay? We're gonna leave the fear in our past, okay? We're gonna embrace the failure. We're gonna embrace the failure. We're gonna fail our way to success. That's one key takeaway from today. What else did we talk about? We talked about OpenAI and Walmart's partnership. We talked about what JP Morgan is doing. Okay, JP Morgan's not sitting around scared. What else did we talk about? We talked about gold and silver, all-time highs. We talked about Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo, get your act together. And we took a live look at the market. We also talked about the government shutdown. Okay, we also talked about government shutdown. Any comments or questions, drop them in the chat. Any comments or questions, drop them in the chat before we wrap. Howard says, investing in today's market are less riskier than working for today. Private companies and government entities. Investing in today's markets are less riskier than working for today. Private companies and government entities. Okay. Yep. Government. I mean, if you're one of those airport workers, you could be furloughed, or you could be laid off, right? We saw a lot of government layoffs recently. I think some more government layoffs are coming down the pipe. What else do we have? Howard says, kind of hope our economy tanks to take advantage of market opportunities. Okay, there's opportunity everywhere, especially in America. Here in America, there's opportunity everywhere. We just have to be able to see those opportunities. Okay. There's opportunity everywhere in America, okay? There's a reason people walk to America. There's a reason people literally walk to America. There's a reason people literally take boats to America. There's a reason people come by sea to America. There's a reason people come to America by every way possible, by land, by air, by sea. Okay, it's to take advantage of these opportunities. The question is, can we see these opportunities? Do we have the glasses on to see these opportunities? Remember, remember, cash is king. Remember, cash and cash are king. Okay. Howard is hoping that the economy tanks to take advantage of market opportunities. Cash is king. Okay. Any final comments or questions? Again, my name is Errol C. Mango. I'm just a free colored man that can do basic math. I'm not an engineer, but I did engineer my freedom. Okay. I am not an engineer, but I did engineer my freedom. All right. I never went to engineering school, but I did engineer my freedom. We meet every Wednesday at 12 noon Eastern. Most of the time we meet at noon Eastern. Sometimes we'll meet Wednesday nights in prime time. Just depends on my schedule. But I try to meet every Wednesday at noon Eastern. We will be back next week, Wednesday. Until then, keep doing your thing. Keep building out your wealth. Keep staying disciplined. Keep consistent. Stay focused. Don't get distracted. Don't get distracted with the headlines. Don't get paralyzed by the fear. And you will eventually get what you deserve. All right. I'll check you out next week, Wednesday. Peace.